Good morning, Pamela. Good morning, Carla. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we all doing this morning? Universal Food Tester, good morning. Crisis Cast, good morning. Mike Stevens, run, he's got it. Okay. Good morning, Mike. Doodlebug, good morning. Colleen, good morning. Someone, good morning. Carol, Debbie, Miss Wee Lassie, good morning. Good, doing good, staying inside. Anne, good morning. Have to share a cup of Joe, please. If I could pass it through the computer, I would. Good morning, Chrissy, Dardine Creek. Brenda from Newcastle, UK. Good morning. Someone? I'm okay. I'm not sick from coronavirus. That's for sure. At least I don't have any of the symptoms of it. Blue Mermaid, good morning. Yeah, I'm okay. For now, I'm doing good. Brandy James, good morning. From sunny North Carolina. Faithful One, good morning. Of course, I forgot my glasses, so I'm kind of, if you see me squinting like this, it's because I have to squint to actually read everything on the screen. Been in a house lockdown since Monday. That's getting there for here, where I am. They say eventually half of us will get it. Yeah, they do. And that's true, Mike. We are, yes, Blue Mermaid, I am extremely bored. My wife has a list of things, that are projects that need to get done around the house. I call it the honey to-do list. But most of the things I can't do because when I went to the hardware store to get supplies to do them, they're gone. There's no supplies. I went to the hardware store to Home Depot, to be exact, and they had no actual paintbrushes. They're all gone. There's no paintbrushes. They said they're not going to get another delivery of paintbrushes until I think they said Tuesday. I guess everybody's home and they're doing the same thing. They're crafting and fixing their cars or doing whatever the hell they have to do. How's this better not yelling? How's this better not yelling? LOL. I hope I'm not talking too loud. I might have the mic turned up too high. Sorry. 5 people, 1 family passed away in New Jersey. Sorry. Well, when I was talking to the guy at Home Depot, he said that they had a huge rush of people come in, and they were buying paint, wallpaper. They were buying plaster and other things. He figures that since people are having to stay home, that they're making they're fixing up their homes or whatever. Oh, the masks are all gone. Even the filters for that you put in, those are all gone. I guess people are making their own makeshift masks. masks and gowns. Oh, thank you, Ann. But I'm gonna walk in the house here in a minute and go get my glasses. Hey, there's Tremaine. Good morning, Tremaine. Sorry if I missed you. The professor. You and Chrissy ever go out on that date? Huh? Audra, good morning. Ginger Anderson, good morning, sweetheart. Pamela, home projects, honey to-do list, and number one. And my friend works at an auto parts store, and he was telling me that they're seeing the same thing. People are coming in and they're buying stuff to fix their cars. You can't go to work. You can't go anywhere. And it's funny. So we have restrictions now in the state, and they're about to get worse come Monday. But you can't go anywhere. So, but the gas prices are going down just when nobody can go anywhere. So I figure by the time that they lift the restrictions on, that we can travel and go somewhere, the gas prices will go back up. Good morning, Soccer Mama 1. Angie, good morning. Folks have been so kind and caring. For the most part, they have. Me and my neighbors are all getting together, and we had a conversation with social distancing out in the street the other night, and we talked about helping their neighbor down in the corner. Him and his wife are he's 94, and his wife is, I think, 86. So we checked in on them, and we're trying to gather a list of supplies and stuff. But the problem is the grocery stores are just cleaned out. We have a Dollar General here in a Big Lots, but they both closed. They have nothing left. They can't get supplies. Every time a truck shows up, they got people waiting in the parking lot to buy everything on the damn trucks. Just like our Fred Meyer Kroger grocery store, there are people who are camping out in the parking lot waiting for the trucks to show up. And then they call their friends, hey, truck showed up. And then they all stand there outside the door, an hour before it opens up. And then they rush in and buy everything they can. So eerie outside of Ghost Town, almost no cars on the freeway, etc. Unprecedented times we're in. Yeah, it is. Speaking of no cars on the freeway, what normally would take me an hour and a half drive to and from my place of employment, I got it done in about 30 minutes the other day. I went to the office to get my laptop. But it only took 30 minutes. Normally it takes me an hour and a half, there and back. Oh, I think that's all maybe 6 cars on the freeway. My back driveway is good. I still can netter as folks go by. Plus, I can come on here and mix and match with you guys. That's cool, Brenda. I'm glad you're here. I hope everyone's doing well. I really do. Stores in the UK are open for 1 hour only for the elderly and vulnerable. A lot of our grocery stores here are doing that. They're opening an hour early, so the elderly and the vulnerable can actually get in before the hordes of people bum rush them and knock them out of the way or steal stuff from them. So they're opening it. They have special hours just for the elderly and for the vulnerable. Dari, good morning. In the Netherlands, 2 Blue Mermaid. That's cool. New music alert, coronavirus mixtape. Hey, good morning, sir. MOU Records. Still like that name. What does the MOU stand for? New music alert, coronavirus mixtape. Yeah, Lanky, it is terrible that people are doing what they're doing. Money over you. That's cool. I like it. Sean Paul, good morning. Newcastle, New England. England. No, not New England. England. The you can stand alone for the universe. That's cool. That's funny, Mike. You washed your hands last week. You began to watch an instructional video on how to do it first. That's funny. Good morning, still here. Saturday morning, church at 411. Good morning, Pink Camo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to go retrieve my glasses so I can actually read this stream. Be right back. Much better. Any more trivia questions, Pink Camel? Got a stack of them right here. You guys want to play a little trivia? Killer trivia? All right. A little bit different from the last time. So this time, everybody gets one clue about the individual. So the first one, what serial killer was inspired by the movie Dirty Harry, the 1971 version? Dirty Harry. Gazette, good morning. Who killed Cock Robin? Don't know. What serial killer was inspired by the movie Dirty Harry with Clint Eastwood, 1971? Good morning, Kathy. Don't have a clue. Green River? Nope. Not Green River. Ted Bundy? No. Not fair. I was born in 1971. I was two little years old. BTK, Oprah. Don't think it was Oprah. Good guess, though. Lanky Tor, good morning. Gail Clark, good morning. Wee Lassie, I'll give it to you. It was a Zodiac killer. And she's the first person that Zodiac person killer. So Wee Lassie wins that one. This one, I'm sure you guys will figure this one out. Which serial killer posed as a homeless hitchhiker and killed 7 men between 1989 and 1990? Someone, nope, not Ted Bundy. Mike, you got her first name. Elaine Wuros. Mike gets that one. See, we're just bruising. We're cruising through these ones. So now we're going to go back in time a little bit more. Which serial killer inspired Alfred Hitchcock's movie The Lodge? Which serial killer inspired Alfred Hitchcock movie The Lodge? Nope, not Jack Nicholson. This is an actual serial killer. Inspired Alfred Hitchcock, and he wrote that when Alfred Hitchcock co-wrote the movie. Someone got it. Jack the Ripper. Congrats. There's someone. The old landlady. No, it wasn't Dahmer. No, the answer was the Jack the Ripper inspired Alfred Hitchcock to make the movie and write the script for The Lodge. All right, next one. What serial killer tried to turn his victims into living zombies? Well, Mike is on fire. It was Jeffrey Dahmer. Tried to turn his victims into living zombies. He actually drilled holes in their heads while they were still alive to turn them into living zombies, sex slaves. Yeah. He didn't just kill them and put them all in barrels and eat them. Tried to turn them into living zombies. Jeffrey Dahmer. That's 2 for Mike. Jeffrey Dahmer's Polaroid. And okay, Mom, good morning. Melissa, good morning. No, Soccer Mom, I did not see your answers. I'm sorry. Red Rum, good morning. All right. Next one. What serial killer was inspired by Leatherface from the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre? What serial killer was inspired by Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Thank you, Gail. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. All right, so someone says Ted Bundy. Lanky Tor says Ed Gein. Carla says Ed Gein. Scrolling up here, see if there's anybody else that said anything before that. Soccer Mom of 1. I'm 3 for 3 first to answer. I do not see you come in before then, but the answer is Ed Gein. So Lanky Tor got that one. And good morning, Cece. Lanky Tor. All right. Next one. Cards are sticking together here. Next one is, what serial killer was known as the real vampire? He hung every one of his victims and drained their blood and admitted after they caught him that he drank the blood of at least one, but he may have drank blood from all of them because he mixed it into one communal bucket. He was known as the real vampire. My landlord. Yeah, that's nasty. That's true, Chrissy. Soccer Mama 1 says Richard Ramirez. Nope. All right, Kathy got it. Peter Curtin, or however you pronounce that. Why is Dexter coming to mind? Right? I loved watching the show Dexter. I saw like the first, I think 2 or 3 seasons of it, of Dexter. But then I kind of lost interest in it after a while. I was like, eh. The ice truck killer. Yeah. Good morning, Alma. Kimberly. Anybody else that I may have missed? I'm sorry. Who, Peter? The real vampire? He killed a lot of things. In his younger years, he used to kidnap all the neighborhood cats and torture them. Good morning, Michelle. I hope you're doing well as well. And stay safe out there. Good morning, Mike. You're still sleepy? Thank you, Dari. Yeah, I loathe them too, Kathy. People who abuse animals, but I think I loathe people who kill people as well. So that and animal abusers, and none of them are going to make my Christmas list. I recently wrote back to I'm having a senior moment here. It's like it's right there on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember his name. Sorry. Looking at a book. Did it work? Did your fob open the front door? I've done that. Tried to open my car door with my house key. Didn't work. My wife actually, she got in the wrong car, put the key in the ignition, and she tried to turn it, and it wouldn't turn. And she kept on forcing it, and then she eventually snapped the key off in the ignition. And then we had to call a locksmith out and actually have them come out and fish the little piece of the key out. And of course, where she was, she had the only key for the car with her. The bleaching everything. We got one left. One trivia question left. Yeah, Soccer Mama won. I have the letter in the house, but I've written to Yates. Trying to see if I have a picture of it on my phone. I can read you guys the letter that he wrote back. Ridgeway, I mean, not Yates, Ridgeway. So he's Ridgeway is currently at the Walla Walla State Penitentiary. I didn't save page, the second page. So I have the picture of the envelope and the first letter, but I put the envelope over the top of it. I took a picture of it so I could remember how to write him back. So like a legal pad of paper with lines on it. He wrote back, and for every line is on a legal pad of paper, he put two. So he spreaded it out so it's actually double two like lines in between each line. I mean, it's probably like size 6 font, just tiny little writings. But he wrote front and back of the first page and then a second page. But I just wrote him not too long ago. Again, I haven't heard back from him. That was probably a month ago. Gary, yep. If you want to write to him, you can write to him. He is very prolific in writing back. He won't talk about his actual crimes, but he'll talk about just about anything else underneath the sun. And then I've written to a couple others. I've never written to like Christopher Watts or anybody like that. I wouldn't care what he has to say about anything. The main reason why I contacted Ridgway was because I wanted to know what his feeling is about copycats. Was vampire killed? Tried to attempt to stand trial. Competent to stand trial. Don't know. I don't think so, though. I think they killed him by social justice, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me on that. And I don't know if he was competent to stand trial. I think so, they carried out social justice on him. It's like they ripped him apart or something. Or maybe I'm confusing him with somebody else, where they hung him by the same chain or that he used to hang up his victims. I think that's what they did to him, but I'm not entirely sure. I might be confusing two different killers. Wish Jodi Arias was donkeys with BTK. Wouldn't that be nice? Can't stand her. She deserves to die. Thought about writing Chris Watts, but I have a life, so no. He's got a lot of pen pals from what I hear. A lot of people have been writing him. Just request on Facebook, Dari. Okay. I don't know if I could ever write to a killer and let them have my address and write back because who they have out there. That's true, Chrissy. That's why I use a P.O. box. I don't use my home address. I have a P.O. box that I use for business and for correspondence. And it's even on YouTube here. You click on the About Me section, and it's right there, the P.O. box. I get mail from all over the world, Australia. A fan of mine has been sending me newspaper clippings about different cases down in Australia and New Zealand for a while now. And it's really hard to find documentation online. So she's been sending me the newspaper clippings for cases down there. Good morning, Deneen. Did someone... we did some trivia. I still have one left, Kathy. I was waiting to make sure you came back, and everybody came back. All right, next one and final one. By what name were serial killers Kenneth Bianchi and Angelo Bruno known by before they were caught? I'll read it again. By what name were serial killers Kenneth Bianchi and Angelo Bruno known by before they were caught? That's Green River Killer is a Ridgeway. Motorway Killers? It's a good guess. Lanky Tor gets it. Hillside Stranglers. And last card is just an X on it, front and back. I put that on the back so nobody, in case anybody sees the cards, they can't read it, because the answers to the questions are on the back of every card. So those ones in the trash, so I don't do those ones again. Lanky Tor wins a Corvette. Mike's buying it. I don't even know if I could afford a Matchbox car. You have the book, The Hillside Strangler? Never mind. What kind of beer do you drink? Me? I drink Busch Latte or Busch Light or PBR. I'm not one of these people that that into microbrews and to me, I like the taste of it. It's something that's well, I mean, my favorite is old style, but I can't get it out here on the West Coast. It's a Midwest thing, especially around the Chicago, up into Minnesota, Wisconsin. But you can't get it out here because there's not a single beer distributor who will actually ship it here. I tried to buy an entire pallet of it, and they wouldn't even ship me an entire pallet. And I was going through an actual business trying to get it, but we couldn't find a single distributor who would ship it to us. But, other than that, Busch Light, we call it Busch Latte back home, or PBR. I have those days, Gail, where I can't type. Black Sheep beer? I've never heard of Black Sheep beer. Is it like a dark beer, kind of like Guinness? Is it something? Is it close to that? Mike Brown's Stone Pale Ale. I used to drink pale ale, but something horrible happened overnight that I could not drink it. I'm sorry, Mike. I mean PBR. Yeah, the same guy who bought up the distribution and manufacturing of PBR. He owns Milwaukee's Best, PBR, Rainier, and Colt 45. Some Russian. He's a huge conglomerate of different beer companies and soda and tea companies. He tried, but he was unsuccessful to buy up Snapple. So after he lost the bid to get Snapple, he started buying up smaller beer companies. But the family who started the Pabst Blue Ribbon label and beer manufacturing, they own old style and PBR, and he leases it from them or manufactures it, and they get money from it. Rainier Ale, I remember that. Rainier. Good morning, Alma. I can't stand Rainier. Oh man, that gives me such a headache. In Africa, I drank Olabicum in Africa. Mike, I'm not a beer snob, but for some reason I can't drink domestic beer anymore besides microbrews. I'm really not proud of it. There's a couple microbrews that I like. I can't get to them. We used to have a local gastropub here that used to be able to get beers from all over the world. It was really cool. They had a thing where they had 99 beers on the menu. If you drank one beer, you had to drink all of the beer. You had to drink the whole beer. But if you did, then you got your name on a plaque and you got a T-shirt for drinking 99 beers on the wall. And but they're gone now. They bulldozed it and made the place into a parking lot, all in the name of progress. They're thriving there in the sticks. Bangers and mash. Bangers. Mash. Okay. Fixins for corned beef. Can't have good waste just because everyone is on lockdown. I just bought a corned beef yesterday. I'm gonna make it later on. Well, probably Tuesday. Delicious. I've heard of the sticks in a country song. Rashers and bangers. 18-pound corned beef. Oh, I didn't buy that big of one. The corned beef that I bought was I think it's 2 pounds or 3 pound corned beef. I'm gonna make corned beef and cabbage. Alma prefers vodka. As long as it's good vodka. I can't stand the cheap stuff. Brandy James. Good morning. Debbie Mayhew. I never drank a beer in my life. And I'm 56, but my dad used to drink PBR and my mom drank Sterling. Sterling. I never heard of Sterling. Audra Jägermeister. Pink Camel is not a beer drinker, but will smoke a blueberry. Okay. Lanky Tor's husband is a vegetarian. My daughter's a vegetarian. We make a different, meal for her. Cabbage and noodles. Ooh, that sounds good, Kathy. My granddad drank beer with tomato juice. I'm not a beer girl. Red beer. Never been a fan of tomato juice in beer. I like, if you're going to put tomato juice in something, you might as well put it in a Bloody Mary. On St. Patrick's Day, they were calling me Miss Irish. So I said, yeah, so go get some beer. We don't celebrate the St. Patrick's Day like most of Americans. Good morning, Irish Eyes. How are you doing, sweetheart? Never have. St. Patrick's Day is completely different for me and my family than what the typical American, leprechauns and green beer and all that crud. We don't celebrate it that way. St. Patrick's Day is more of a family gathering for me and my family. We sit around, have a meal, and then listen to music, talk, filet mignon, ribs, vegan meat. What's that about? Good morning, Darlene Creek. Remember the name of the beers from Minnesota from the 60s? Schlitz, Old Style, and Pabst Blue Ribbon. Didn't Miller Beers sponsor the Twins? All right. I'm not entirely sure if Miller Beer, Darlene Creek, ever sponsored the Twins, Minnesota Twins, which is a baseball team, by the way, for everybody, for who were probably wondering. But Schlitz, yeah, you can't get Schlitz anymore, at least not out here. I don't know if they're still in business. But did Miller ever sponsor the Twins? Somewhere in the house, I've got a bunch of the World Series programs. I was there when the Twins won the World Series the first time in the 80s. But I don't know for sure if they were an official sponsor of them or not, because they would have to be a sponsor of Major League Baseball, I believe. But I'll look into that. Write that down. It's an interesting question. Something I want to know. I will look that up later. Lanky is not a vegetarian. Lanky misses meat, though, but her husband is vegetarian. Michelle likes Jack Daniel's watermelon drink. And I've got an entire freezer full of vegetarian, meat products, chick patties, corn dogs. They call it meat. Sweet Dixie. How am I? I'm doing good. But I mean, about as good as I can be, I guess. I'm not sick. So that's good. For now, I'm sure it's going to come, though. They say, half of America is going to get it. Are you on lockdown? Or whatever it's called, self-quarantine? We are, but I don't care. It's going to get real. Anybody who's in here who might be in Washington State, if you have to get provisions, you better get your butt out there and get them now, because things are going to get really tight come Monday. Is it your fake meat, Will? Alma? No, it's not mine. My daughter's a vegetarian. She's more towards a vegan than vegetarian, but she still eats cheese and eggs, but she's more towards the vegan side, than vegetarian. So I buy it for at the grocery store and the health food store. They have a lot of stuff. They have some stuff that you would, if you didn't know that it was vegetarian, you'd swear that you're eating meat. They have, like Burger King has the Impossible Burger. They've had stuff like that for a long time. You're right. Short and Ice is on self-quarantine. Yeah. Well, we have an actual order from the health department. They came and talked to us, and they put just about everybody in our area who works in the healthcare field on self-quarantine, but they're still working. They just don't want them mixing with the general public because so many of them have been getting sick, and they're like, just don't do it. Just stay home. And then I'm on pretty much self-quarantine because I was exposed. But the corn dogs are good. Yeah. My daughter likes the mini corn dogs and corn dogs that are, I can picture it, but it green and white package. Morningstar corn dogs. She likes those. I have us on self-quarantine when I started to even hear about my kids all sick when I first heard about it. They're going crazy and sad. School is over for the year. School's closed. They haven't canceled school here yet for the year, but they're getting there. I mean, when my son goes back to school, he's only going to be in school for, I think, 3 weeks, and then the year's out for him. So it's pretty much a wash. What is a corn dog? It's basically a hot dog on a stick, and then it's dipped into cornbread coating, and then deep fried. That's a corn dog. The RED is not licensed to have a firearm at this time, but I have an aluminum bat by the door and knives, if that will work. Yeah. I am certainly licensed to have a weapon. I wouldn't do my job. Let's just say that if I couldn't carry. I am still here. I did not go anywhere. And good morning to anybody I may have missed in the last couple of minutes while I've been yapping. In Washington State, they don't have to make the children, for all this time that they've actually missed, they don't have to make school go past June 19th. So if they do come back, they only have to have the kids go until June 19th, and then school has to end on the 20th. You think this virus holds a secret, huh? Where's Will? I'm here. I haven't gone anywhere. Alma has survived the LA riots. Sorry about the chime. I forgot to turn the notifications off. Wow, Chrissy. That's bad. You can't exactly hit them with the, with the anything. The dementia patients. Sorry that's happening to you. It's against the law because you can't tape them down. There's some really good recipes online, Mike, for making jerky. Me and my friends make venison jerky. Any advice on what to do if somebody breaks in? I heard my neighbor say the security door is busted, or heard him in the hall, and I didn't go out. Short and nice. I'd contact your landlord or whoever owns the building, or your super or whatever. Get them to fix the damn door. Brandy James, I heard venison. Yeah. Me and my friends make venison jerky. I've got a couple back straps in the freezer. It's about all I have right now. We were supposed to go hunting next month on the 3rd and 4th, but that's not going to happen now. Especially if the governor of my state puts us all on quarantine. From what I hear, he's going to shut the state down just like California come Monday. We got sausage and cube steak. And we ate all of it. That's the worst part is every time we go hunting, if we get a deer, we eat the damn thing so fast. Normally we go deer hunting and then elk hunting at the same time. Our buddy has got a cabin that's out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, literally, you are 20 miles from the nearest neighbor. And it's his property buds up right up on maybe 100 feet from the national forest. So you're never going to have any neighbors ever be built behind you, and all the land leading up to it's a private road with it. We have a gate on it. And if things get really seriously crazy in the state, we all have plans to just meet up there. We've got a generator and a well for water. So we've got as many necessities as we can. And we keep one of those. They used to be above ground oil tanks and we have diesel in it for the generator and for everything else that we need. So. Get your 411 Taco Podcast merch here. Thank you, Dari. A third of the U.S. is on lockdown now. When California did it, I stopped watching too much because my family is inside. I still leave for work because for once, I'm essential. Yeah, Mike, your job is definitely essential. Everybody needs electricity, Mike. Got to keep the lights on somehow. Your mom lives a street over, and you're afraid to go visit her. Well, Dari D has got 10 N95 masks. Short, nice. We're going to try to do the podcast for tomorrow. We're trying to do it live. But it's in the works. It's just one of those things that's scheduling, trying to schedule to do it live and have someone who control a 3-year-old at the same time. I have a generator, a barrel of water, a filter, lots of supplies, and more importantly, food for the pups. That's cool. Always shop for a month, Michelle. People out there just absolutely losing their minds. What time, Melissa Morgan? We do the taco podcast at 2:00 in the afternoon. Pacific Standard Time, PST. Hazmat suits almost 4 weeks ago. Wow. Good morning, Mel Mel. Mel Mel's kids are still going to school. Or the kids down there in the down under. Land down under. Oh, Dari, the worst part is, and Mike kind of touched on this before as well, is I'm not worried about the virus so much. I'm worried more about what everybody else out here in the world is going to do and how they're going to react to the news and everything that's happening. Prepper Nurse 1. He's really good. Great information. I've never heard of him. I'll look him up, though. Nurse 1. Our EMTs are getting suited up before going out on emergency calls here in California. Yeah. It's a wise thing to do. They've dropped the bail here. They should have shut everything down ages ago. I look at it this way, because if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. I mean, I'm going to do everything that I can to mitigate the catching it. I mean, I'm not going to go out and hang out and in a closed environment with somebody who has it. But I mean, I just look at it as why spend my entire time worried about if I'm going to catch it or not. I mean, if I get it, I get it. If I don't get it, I don't get it. It's the way I look at it. I don't think it's naive to think that way. It's just I've got more important things to worry about. Taking care of my family, and doing all this. Lanky Tor's your grandmother is near Seattle. They are on lockdown. Lanky Tor, it's about to get really weird here in the state. From what I hear, it is coming down the grapevine. Monday, the governor of Washington, Jay Inslee, is going to put our entire state on lockdown since the death toll is shot up so much over the weekend that he's going to put our state on lockdown more than what the state of California is currently under. So what I hear is coming down the pipe on Monday, but I don't have any proof of that because the information that I got was coming from somebody else who works in the Capitol with him. And they put out a directive and information to corrections officers. And that's how I got the information, was through the corrections field. Ooh, I'm going to have to go check out Mel's channel. Mel. Love Mel. I'll have to go check out that video. I'm out anyways. I do what I can. So if I get hit, nothing I can do. Yep. I just refuse to, spend my life worried about something that I can't really control. I don't know where this thing's coming from. And people look like they could be infected and they don't show any actual physical signs, and I can catch it. Emily, good morning. They're shutting down Delaware. And shutting down the states like California, Washington, New York, and everybody else who's shut down right now, all it's going to do is just slow the progression, and it's going to make hot clusters of the virus. And it's going to make it more likely that the virus itself will mutate faster. That's all it's going to do. It's not going to stop the spread of it. My ex is an LAPD officer, and I know a few more officers who said the same. Yeah, it's coming. But Doodlebug, welcome. Antihistamine. I have to take a prescription. I know I can't take like the over-the-counter antihistamines because they have so many fillers in them, like Benadryl and stuff like that. They have a lot of filler antihistamines, but I have a prescription that I have to take of antihistamines because I have really, really bad allergies, especially this time of year. It's just terrible. But that's a good thing to stock up on if you can actually get a hold of it. Good luck. I mean, I've been to several different stores and it's all gone. Antihistamines, rubbing alcohol, all that stuff is gone. Band-Aids, antibiotic ointments. People are hoarding that stuff. Lanky Tor, you get spring allergies. I'm terrible in a terrible location for when it comes to my allergies. I'm really allergic to cottonwood, and they're just about everywhere around me. There are cottonwood trees everywhere, and I can't. If I touch the wood, I break out in like hives all over my hands or whatever touches it. I paid $214 yesterday. I must have missed something there, Karen. Your husband, my niece, and her husband, where'd they go? Are police officers, and they have a newborn baby. They are required to go to work. Oh, I'm sorry, Gail. That's got to suck. Washington State and Oregon are nasty for allergies. Yeah. That is true, Emily. Keep on telling my wife I don't, gas prices. And gas prices are dropping. I was at the gas station yesterday. I filled up my truck, and it was down to I think 237 here. Yeah, 240. Like I was saying, I keep on telling my wife, we got to move to back to Wisconsin. I just wasn't meant to be here. Gas was $1.78 in Michigan yesterday. I saw a thing on the news that in the state of Tennessee, in some place down there, that gasoline was 99 cents a gallon. But even if I filled up, and filled up gas cans and I went to go somewhere, where the hell am I going to go? There's no place really to go. Everything's closed. There's nothing open here. Everything's closed. I tried doing that with my son yesterday, cuddling with him on the couch. He didn't take it too well. He wanted to play. Wanted to play with his dooply blocks, which are like, the bigger version of Legos. He loves them. He stacks them up and makes towers, and then, and try to see how tall he can make it before they fall over. So fun watching him. Am I keeping him busy, Evelyn? Yeah. So when school got canceled here, his teacher through we have an app that's called the Dojo, and she sent home a list of different activities that we can do at home to make sure that our children at home keep on the progression instead of sliding back from where they were in what they had learned so far. So in the morning after breakfast, we have a list of activities. Like, we work on writing his name. He's getting really good at writing out Will, W-I-L-L, because he has the same first name as me. Because that's kind of what parents do, right? We name our children after ourselves, or But so he'll write out the first. He's really good at writing out Will, and then the William I and he's having problems with the dot. He wants to put it above the L. I mean, he's only 3, but he's getting there. And then we work on colors and numbers and alphabet. I live in Scotland. I was just a local shopping center. People were buying clothes, craft supplies, lots of people wandering about crazy. My next message, pay attention, please. And good morning, First Munch. How are you doing? Haven't seen you around lately. I hope you're doing well. It's probably the best thing to be a homebody, Alma. You have polymer clay. I don't know what that is. Coloring is a de-stressor for adults, even for adults. Yeah, my son, he's got those big giant crayons, the really thick ones. You color a lot with those things. I had the flu in December till last week. In March, along with others, to hospital. The flu, that was unbelievable. I have COPD, emphysema. I was knocked out for 6. My friends, anyone in chat. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you're doing well. You're doing better now, First Munch. Your children think you're crazy. They don't understand that I can be so long in the house and not go outside. Yeah, I'm sure my daughter thinks I'm nuts too. Got the flu. I've never had it before. I mean, the craziest flu in Scotland. We were doing a live stream last night with Tim, and he told me he's never had the flu in his entire life. I'm like, wow. I guess Tim's just one of those super people. I'm doing kindergarten school work with my six-year-old and grandson, doing lots of coloring, Faithful One. My son he's doing pretty good at naming the colors and numbers from 1 to 10. Alphabet, he gets to about the letter G and H, and then he gets a little flustered on what the next letter. So we sing the song along with it. So and then I try to go backwards and forwards in the alphabet, and I have the flashcards with the alphabets on. Just Ellie has never had the flu either. I guess you and Tim are super people. Melissa Morgan, I haven't had the flu either. Wow. I thought it was a rarity. I just never heard of anybody who's never had the flu before. Same as me. I get to go to G and then you lose it. I've only ever had the flu once, about 30 years ago. Rarely get a cold. Miss Wee Lassie. I don't get the vaccine though. Good morning, Nurse Bev. How are you doing this morning? I get the flu, I'm down, I'm out. I mean, I get it and I get it and I get it hard. Like lay down and not getting up to do anything. Just, like walking, just walking and getting to the bathroom is a journey. Audra, my little much younger sister died January 28th. Still reeling from her loss, the disbelief she's gone forever. I'm sorry, Audra. I really am. My heart goes out to you. I lost my sister about 2 years ago now. 2 years now. She was older than me. I had two older sisters and then me. Then I have two younger sisters. And the second oldest sister passed away in her sleep. And it's something that is still, I'm lost for words on. So my heart definitely goes out to you, Audra. It's warm there in Atlanta. It's supposed to get up to, I think, 68 here today. So, good morning, Jeanette. Late, but you're here. Good morning. Glad you can make it. That's what I'm doing now. 4 old people with no one. I'll do anything they want. Me and my friend went out, got them the necessities. That's cool. First munch. Yeah, me and my neighbors, we have a list in the house. We're trying to find supplies for our neighbor who lives on the corner. They need like they wanted nothing more than just soup, but we're like, now you're getting more than just soup. And they were like, can you get us minestrone soup? So my mother-in-law is actually going to make minestrone. We bought a bunch of these the temporary like Tupperware containers. So she's going to make soup for them, and then we're going to freeze it, and then we're going to bring it to them so they can actually pull it out of the freezer as they need it and they want it. So instead of like they wanted like progressive minestrone, and we're like, no, we can make it a lot cheaper and a lot better. It doesn't have all the preservatives in it. But we're making sure we check on them because they're pretty much homebound, and their care worker is lazier than hell. She was supposed to come by and see them once a week, and she didn't come by last week because she decided to take off to a concert instead. I'm sorry, Audra. 41, much too young to go. See, my sister was 58 when she passed. Now, Bloomer Maid, I'm sure there's someone out there that's close to you that, you know, in your neighborhood who, you know, cares just as much. My mother-in-law makes some killer minestrone. No, the only thing I don't like about the minestrone she makes is she puts buckwheat in it, and I'm like, can't stand it. But she makes it with and without. You know, my family they'll eat the buckwheat stuff, but I don't like buckwheat. I don't like the flavor of it. I'm sorry, Deb. Yep, Karen, most definitely. We are going golfing today. One of the few activities you can actually still do in this state that haven't been closed down. Because you know, we're not allowed, you know, we have to social distance, you know, from each other. So we're gonna find out. We're not sure if they're gonna allow Tim to ride me and Tim to ride in my golf cart or not. They might make him, you know, have to rent his own golf cart. So, well, the golf course that we play at, you can't walk it. Well, you could, but it would take far much longer. It's really hilly golf course. Oh, I do have to take off here soon. I have to go plug my golf cart in. My golf cart's electric. The one that's over here to my would be my left. That one's gas. That's my old golf cart. I have to put a new clutch in it. It's on my list, my honey to-do list. Fix that, sell it. And I've got 4 trailers now. Did you miss? Oh, yeah, you did, Deb. But you can watch it and rewind the trivia. Yeah, we did the trivia already. Sorry if I missed some Maria. Good morning, Maria. Yeah, I didn't see the Maria pop in. Sorry if I missed you. I'm going to take the grand dog for a nice long walk after this. Fresh air. Yeah, fresh air will do you good. My sister-in-law called me in tears. I'm sorry, Nurse Bev. I'm trying to get a secondhand Super 63 electric bike cycle, as my motorbikes are too nippy to go from street to street. 63 electric bike. That's cool. I don't have an electric bike or anything like that. It'd be nice to get something. They sell a lot of conversion kits online. They're either gas powered or electric bikes you can convert to, like a mountain bike, into one. I thought about getting something like that. Misses me too, Will. You guys got me drinking beer at 12:30 in the afternoon, 12:30 p.m. last night. Sorry. We're bad influence. Good morning, Julia. I'm in full hospice, and then they are running low of supplies. I'm really sorry, Julia. It's going to be a good day today. I'm going to make the best of the day that I can. I can't go wrong when I'm on the golf course. I love golfing for multiple reasons. A lot of people think I'm crazy, but that's all right. It mentally challenges me and physically challenges me to do something. And then I'm out in the fresh air. It's better than being cooped up. Keeps my sanity. Oh, sorry. Kidney failure. That's not good. Tina Hansen is easily swayed by beer. Used to love golf. I don't think that I will ever stop. Ooh, your therapist yesterday was making homemade pizza? That's cool. Oh, your therapy yesterday was making homemade. What the hell's wrong with it? I mean, I've read that, as your therapist was doing it, your therapy yesterday was making homemade pizza. We make homemade pizzas here at home, but we make them on English muffins. Cooking and baking therapy. I can cook just about anything. I can't bake. Baking is something that just never worked out for me. Can't golf anymore because of my back fusions. I'm sorry. We have a golf league that me and Tim and a bunch of my friends are all in, and we have one gentleman who is in our golf league who is 96, and every year it comes down to me and him. One of the two of us is going to win the league. We've had a couple of years where the two of us have had to play a playoff because at the end of the year we were tied, and I just barely beat him. I mean, he's 96 and he's out there kicking butt. So he's only gonna be here in our state for I think another year, and then he's retiring to someplace in Arizona. He's decided that the weather here is not to his liking, and 96, and he got remarried 2 years ago, and when he was 94. Mini golf or pitch and putt. Your neighbor is 101 and still plays. He cheats. Well, Donald Trump cheats at golf. I'm not talking bad about the man. I'm just saying, there's a lot of stories about people who've played with him, golf, and they said he cheats. What did you miss? You missed conversation, I guess. You can watch it and rewind. It'll be on the channel as soon as I'm done here. I do have to go in about 3 minutes here. I'm going to have to end this. You missed trivia. You definitely missed trivia. The virus is in the Wisconsin prisons where Chris Watts is. That's got to suck. Not. You used to be on a women's golf league. Yeah. We have a women's league and we have a men's league. There's 16 women. Well, usually about 16 women in the women's league and about 24 men in the men's league. In the last 5 years, I've won it 4 out of 5 years. But the way our golf league is structured, it is consistency. You have to be consistent. I mean, you can consistently suck and win the damn thing, or consistently be good. But me and good old Jack, the two of us always come down to the end. Because we both shoot within our handicap. Pretty close. You showed them? I started playing golf. My great grandfather, we had a farm in upstate Minnesota. His farm was just outside of Bemidji, Minnesota. And we used to go to his farm and hang out in the summertime, go fishing or whatever we want, as little kids. And he always had these golf clubs that were sitting on the porch. And I always asked him, why are these and what are they and what do you do with them? And then finally he just showed me, he brought them out and we in the front yard, and he said he put a little metal bucket and he's like, if you get that thing in there, that ball from here to there, in there, I'll take you golfing. So being a smart ass that I was, I picked up the golf ball, walked over, and dropped it in there. And he's like, oh, man, I can't believe you did that. And I'm like, you said put it in there. So I did it. So he took me golfing. That was the first time I went golfing. I was 6, 7, somewhere in there. I did exactly what he said. I didn't know I was supposed to do it with the club. He never said that. I mean, he did it a bunch of times and showed me how to do it, but he never said, that I had to do the same thing. He just said, you get that ball in there, I'll take you golfing. So I did. I picked it up, put it in the bucket. He was a man of his word. He took me golfing. And then every year or so, he'd come out here to Washington State to visit me. And he'd take me golfing all the way up till he had dementia pretty bad, and that pretty much put a kibosh on his travels. And then my great grandmother passed away, and we were all pretty sure that he was going to go shortly after. Not him. He was stubborn to the end. They took away his driver's license, so he couldn't drive anymore because he had glaucoma so bad. And he refused to go see the doctors. But then he just rode his snowmobile everywhere because you don't have to have a license to drive a snowmobile. In the summertime, he actually converted to the skids, and he put cut up sections of tire underneath it so it wouldn't wear away the skids. He's a smart old man. It's illegal, yeah. Yeah, I've been a care provider for quite a few people. My grandfather had Alzheimer's. He always thought that I was my dad. My dad had passed away When my grandfather passed, my dad had been gone for 9 years, right around, we're pretty close to 9 years. Frank Reschek put out a video, so sad and heartbreaking. I haven't seen it, Doodlebug. I'll look for it. Late husband had dementia. I didn't notice till he filled the bath with grass cuttings. Wow. I'm sorry. Your grandpa knew your name, but he thought it was your cousin. Well, my grandfather was William. My dad was William. I'm William, and my son is William. I mean, he always pretty hard to get the name wrong, but yeah, I was Karen. I was 10 when my dad passed. Complications of diabetes, what took him. But he always thought that I was my dad because he used to ask me every time I'd see him, and then whenever every once in a while he'd escape the nursing home, and they'd call me up. And they were like, we didn't have cell phones back then, but they'd call me up at home, and I'd answer the phone. They're like, your grandfather got out again. And I'm like, okay. So I'd get in my car, and I'd drive downtown Minneapolis, and I would look for him. And I knew exactly where to look for him. He was either going to be at the American Legion Lodge, he was going to be at the VFW, or he was going to be, at one of these other few bars. And didn't matter where he was. He didn't have a dime on him. He never, because they took his wallet away from him and they kept it at the nurse's station locked up in like a little locker. And he never had any money. When he'd get out, he'd end up one of these places, and somebody would buy him beer and buy him a pack of smokes, and he'd just sit there until I got there. And I'd walk in, and he'd be like, the first thing he would always ask me, did I take care of the hogs? Did I remember to bring the horses in because it looked like it was going to rain? But he always thought that. And he'd ask me how was your son doing, and I'm like, I was 16, 17 years old, and I'm like, I don't have any kids. But he thought that I was my dad. I mean, I can see the similarities. My dad looked a lot like me. I do with him, and my son looks like me too, I guess. Did he have hawks? Nope. That's hard to lose a dad. Good morning, Lena Girl. It's hard. It's hard to lose a parent. It's hard to lose a sibling as well. I never cried so hard in my life as when my sister died. I was just one something that was you never prepared for it. It's the one thing I can tell you is you never prepared for it. And my sister, when she passed away, she didn't have any health conditions that made us think that it was going to happen. It wasn't like she had health issues. I mean, we all do, but it was out of the blue, and it felt like somebody, kicked me as hard as they could in the gut, just knocked the wind out of me and everything. I couldn't get home fast enough. When he was 37, my children were 6 and 12 at the time. I'm sorry, Carla. She was a Gemini too, Deb. My mom is a Cancer. I'm a Gemini. My mom was a Cancer. My dad was. What is November? I can't remember what November is. The astrological sign is for November. My cousin died at 25. She was 6 weeks older. All right, I have to get going. that my wife texted me. She's like, "Get your butt in here," and I'm like, "Okay." I've gone past the where I was supposed to go. Time wise, about 8 minutes now past it. All right, everybody. Love you all. Stay safe out there. Scorpio, huh? Thank you. Yeah, my dad was a Scorpio then. Stay safe, and I might see you all soon, because we can't do anything. We can't go anywhere except for golf today, and that's it. And then back here to the house. So thank you again, everyone. We will see you later.